Hello, guys and girls. It is I, Aaron Halo 18, here, and today I'm going to do a YouTube video called DC's Legends of Tomorrow. I'm going to do a review for episode 6. I believe that was my favorite episode of the show. I really did like this show, and the title of the episode is called Star City 2046, and it was 30 years from now of Star City, and they show a new green hooded character in the future. Supposedly it's John Diggle's son, Jr. He calls himself Connor for some apparent reason. And it was a pretty good show. I really did like it. I give it a 9 out of 10, and it was kind of cheesy a little bit, but it was still a good show. To watch it, I really did enjoy. I enjoy making these YouTube videos about things like this. And I guess this show is going up to 14 episodes for season 1 of the show. And there's a description of the episode 6 here. And it says, the green-hooded archer turns out not to be Oliver Queen, who attacks the team. They retreat back to the Waverider to make repairs, and leave 2046 Rip, Sara, Snart, and Mick head to Smoak Industries, as in Felicity Smoak. She has her own business company in this future, apparently. And they're here to find an essential part needed to repair the ship. The team come across a fight in the city between a new gang and Green Arrow. Sara follows a vigilante who turns out to be John Diggle Jr., like I said, under the alias of Connor Hawke. Connor reveals that Oliver is believed to be dead since vanishing 15 years prior, when the son of Slade Wilson, Grant Wilson, arrived in Star City with an army and took over. While searching through Green Arrow's old hideout, Sara and Rip find Oliver. Rip is the British guy from the show with a brown coat. And apparently in this future, Oliver had his arm chopped off. In this future, he has one arm missing. And he's older too. And it's Stephen Amell. It's the same actor. And I don't know. They say he's still alive and missing an arm. Oliver directs them to where they can find what they need, but he refuses to help in the struggle. In a fight with Wilson's men, Connor is taken prisoner. Sara goes to Oliver and convinces him to resume the Green Arrow mantle. Sara and Oliver then stop Wilson from executing Connor with the rest of Rip's team. As backup, Oliver is able to defeat Wilson for good. But with the ship repaired, the team re-enters the time stream. That's a pretty good episode. There's a part where they showed Oliver, John Diggle Jr., Connor Hawke are repairing the place, their headquarters. And it would be cool if Arrow ever did an episode of them in the future or something. I don't know. I like and time traveling and futuristic kind of things. It's pretty cool. And I'm a big fan of all these superhero stuff. And even though my mom isn't really a big fan of this stuff, just me. My dad doesn't really watch the show either. I just watch it. And Legends of Tomorrow is a spinoff of Green Arrow and The Flash. It's a well-made show, I think. And they've had 6 episodes so far. And there's links to Connor Hawke and Grant Wilson. I guess Connor Hawke is another version of Green Arrow. Apparently, Connor Hawke is a blonde-haired white guy in the comics, I guess. And he has like a red and green Green Arrow suit. And it says, for the first Green Arrow, see Green Arrow, other uses. See Green Arrow is ambiguation. Connor Hawke is a fictional DC Comics superhero to operate as the second Green Arrow. Created by Kelly Puckett and Jim Aparo. Connor is the son. Sorry about that background noise there. That was my mom talking to somebody in the car. I don't know. I'll just continue reading now. Created by Kelly Puckett and Jim Aparo. Connor is the son of Oliver Queen, the original Green Arrow, and his former girlfriend Sandra Moonday Hawke. Connor Hawke first appeared in Green Arrow Volume 2, Issue 0, 1994, following the Flashpoint crossovers and New 52 reboot. Connor is yet to be reintroduced into DC's primary storytelling. Continuing an alternative universe version of Connor does however appear in the series Earth 2 as a World Army member named Red Arrow to assist the Wonders in the war with Darkseid. Outside of comics, a version of Connor has appeared in live action in the DC television series Legends of Tomorrow, while a loose adaptation of the story where Oliver discovers he has an illegitimate son as it plays out on the related show Arrow. But his son's name is William on the Arrow show. And the guy that calls him Connor Hawke in the Legends of Tomorrow, that is not Oliver Queen's son. That is John Diggle's son. Because they call him John Diggle Jr. In other media, the Connor Hawke storyline and character have been adapted for television in a related series, Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow. In Arrow, a season 2-episode flashback shows Oliver fathered an unknown son as a teenager, which he learns about in season 4. The son is named William, not Connor. In Legends episode Failsafe in Star City 2046, Connor Hawke Joseph David Jones appears as Green Arrow in Star City 30 years in the future. He is the son of Oliver's partner John Diggle, born John Diggle Jr. I guess the actor playing this guy is Joseph David Jonas. And his suit looks pretty cool in this Legends of Tomorrow. It's similar to Oliver's Arrow suit. And they have a description of this Connor character. Meeting Oliver Connor Hawke met Oliver Queen after Oliver came to stay at the ashram where Connor had been studying for some years. Oliver, who had previously related to the ashram decades before, looking for peace after accidentally killing a criminal. In the Flash second series, issue 217, returned to ashram under similar circumstances, haunted by the thought that he had killed his former best friend, Hal Jordan, who at the time was involuntarily serving as the host of the supervillain Parallax. Thanks to Connor, who was a big fan of Green Arrow, Oliver was able to regain a semblance of inner peace and venture out into the world again, especially after numerous attempts on his life had been made. The publisher was DC Comics for Spirits, Green Arrow Volume 2, Issue 0, 1994. Anyway, in story information, Alter Ego, Connor Hawke, Team Simulations, Justice League, Abilities, Peak of Human Physical Condition, Master Martial Artist, Tattoo, Archer, and Marksman. Connor decided to journey with Oliver and create a costume similar to his. Connor served as Oliver's sidekick, also meeting with Eddie Friars, the former federal... The former federal agent that acted as a form of counsel for Oliver. It was during this time that Oliver learned about his connection to Connor. More why? Hand for? Hand. Counts for Oliver. It was during this time that Oliver learned about his connection to Connor. Albert from the Ghost of Hal Jordan. Connor was Oliver's son, conceived during Oliver's college years, a truth that Eddie Friars had already deduced. Oliver didn't take it well and stormed off, agreeing to go undercover in an eco-terrorist group called the Eden Corps for the government. The mission turned out to be fatal for Oliver, as his arm was connected to a bomb in a plane that was headed for Metropolis. Rather than endanger Metropolis, and refusing to allow his arm to be amputated, he sacrificed himself to let the bomb explode away from the city. With his father dead, Connor decided to take up the mantle of Green Arrow and continue his hero work. The new Green Arrow. Connor continued to travel with Eddie, accompanied at times by Connor's martial arts mentor, Master Jensen. Connor tried to find his way not only in the hero world, but also in the legacy to Green Arrow Akin. To the friendship between his father and Hal Jordan, Connor became quick friends with the new Green Lantern, Kyle Renner, who himself was struggling to live up to a legacy. Connor also met Black Canary, Nina Laurel Lance, Oliver's former and longtime romantic interest, to gain one of Oliver's old blows, which Connor would use from then on. Though the news that Oliver was dead and had sent Black Canary, who was already suffering from a string of misfortunes, loss of income from the destruction of her florist shop, and the loss of her superhuman ability, into a despair. It was finally ended by her association with Oracle, and she was Oracle's agent. By the time she finally met Connor, Besides making other friends such as Robin, he also made insignificant enemies in the fighting world, including the Silver Monkey, an assassin and member of the Monkey Fist martial artist cult. Their first encounter resulted in a decisive loss for Connor, which was also filmed and sold underground. Connor's close to when a rematch resulted in a loss of face for the Monkey Fist cult and set Connor on a path that would bring him face to face with Lady Shiva, is Batman's one of Batman's villains. Said to be the deadliest assassin in the world. During the Brotherhood of the Fist storyline, the Monkey Fist schools attacked various world-class martial artists attempting to prove their worthiness and skill after worthiness and skill after having been dishonored by the Silver Monkey's boss. Under the alias Paper Monkey, Shiva arrived in Gotham City when Connor had allied with Batman, Nightwing, and Robin. Shiva's final opponent was Connor, who was the prime target of the Monkey Fist. Though a close and taxing contest, Shiva was the victor, with Connor unconscious and defenseless. Thankfully, Shiva's old people Tim Drake, who had saved her life during a various encounter, asked her not to kill Connor, training a life for a life. And that Tim Drake is also Robin, by the way. They call him Red Robin in the New 52 comics, Teen Titans. Training a life for a life. After warning Robin that using the favor now meant she would challenge and kill, the boy wondered when she was older. When he was older. She refrained from killing Connor and departed. Batman warned Connor that he would be perceived as surviving a battle with Shiva through his own skill, and would therefore be a possible target for any fighters feeling their way up to a battle against her. They show a picture of the beginning of tomorrow, Green Arrow. Below the comic picture says Connor Hawke's debut as Green Arrow and Green Arrow Volume 2, Issue 0, 1994, art by Jim Aparo. Connor also applied for membership in the JLA, Justice League of America, replacing his father. On the date of his second interview, he single-handedly saved the League from the hands of the Key, defeating the Key's robots, or using his father's old trick arrows after the Key and destroyed his own. At the end, he knocked out the Key using his father's trademark boxing glove arrow, and was accepted as a member of the JLA, Justice League of America. I guess Key's a villain. Of course, Key's probably a creepy-looking guy with long hair. I don't know. I've never heard of him before. He would later be used by Batman as a traitor in the League in a play to defeat Lex Luthor's Injustice gang. Connor left the League afterward, feeling he was better suited for the street-level work and out of his element in the epic adventures of the Justice League. Although he did remain on reserve status during this time, he also developed a friendship with Kyle Renner, the latest Green Lantern, occasionally contacting Kyle for help if he felt that he was dealing with a problem that went beyond his skill set. One unique mission against the Eden Corps organization responsible for Oliver Queen's death saw Connor team up with a temporarily displaced Hal Jordan, pulled from early in his career as a hero, with the two musing on how they had each never had a chance to know to Oliver, as Hal was from a point before he had developed his close ties to the Archer. She and Eddie returned for a time to the ashram where Connor was raised, although they both often returned to the outside world, aiding Robin at one point when his Brentwood Academy roommate had been attacked by a demon, and again when Robin, the spoiler, and Batgirl were attempting to protect Robin's father from an ancient cult. A return to action. When Oliver returned from the dead, Connor left the ashram and tracked him down. After Connor managed to save his father from Warlock Stanley Dover, a blood seal had been placed around Dover's house that meant that only someone related to anyone in the house could get in. Connor and Oliver moved in together in Star City to live with Maya Dearden, a runaway that Oliver has taken and had trained as his new sidekick, Speedy. Since returning to the superhero life, Connor has been wounded seriously twice. Once by the villain called I don't know his name. Oh no, Methtopia, and once by Constantine Dragon. But he continues in his hero role. He is the voice of reason for Oliver, and the two have since formed a real father-son relationship. During his recovery from Foe's attack, Oliver Queen and his former sidekick, Roy Harper, went on a trip across the country recovering old possessions. One of them was an old photograph which revealed that Oliver had been present at Connor's birth. Later ran from the responsibility of being a father. Oliver kept this fact from his son, however. Connor already learned the truth years ago from his mother, and has already forgiven him without Oliver's knowledge. Main article 1 year later. Are the events of Infinity Crisis. Connor is revealed in Teen Titans Volume 3, Issue 34, 2006. To be on an island with Maya Dern, Oliver Queen as Oliver trains for his return to Star City. In November 2006, Connor started his own 6-issue miniseries entitled Connor Hawke, Dragon's Blood. It was written by Chuck Dixon, with art by Derek Levin. Dixon stated, "A big surprise leads to major changes in Connor's life, particularly as it relates to his father." At the end of Tony Bedard's Black Canary miniseries, Connor takes Dana's adoptive daughter, Sid, to a safe location at Oliver's request. After the wedding of Oliver and Black Canary, Connor resumes the battle. So Green Arrow, after it is believed that his father has once more been killed. So along with Dana and Batman, Connor is one of the few people who believes that Oliver is still alive. His suspicions are confirmed when it is revealed that Oliver is being held captive by the Amazons. Wonder Woman's people captured Oliver Queen. I guess so in the comics. And Connor and Diana decide to stage a rescue attempt. Following the rescue of Oliver, as the family is reunited, Connor is shot through the chest by a League of Assassins members, manipulated by Shadow. After taking Connor to the hospital, Oliver learns from Maya that Connor already knew of his father's abandonment. The doctors and Hal Jordan are able to save his life, but the bullet was coated with a devastating toxin, leaving Connor in a persistent vegetative state from which he may never emerge. Oliver is devastated by the knowledge that his son may never wake up and that Connor had forgiven him years ago. He vows never to leave his son again. However, after Oliver and Diana return home from getting married, the first marriage being void, with an imposter posing as Oliver, the nurses tending to Connor are found dead. With Connor himself missing, Oliver begins a quest to find his missing son. This quest leads him to Dr. Savannah, who has utilized a neural patch to Connor into a mindless drone. Connor is rescued by Oliver and returned to his hospital bed where he finally awakens from his comatose state. After his coma, however, Connor starts exhibiting several unusual traits. Physically healthy, he's now amnesiac and oblivious to everything happened to him before waking up, even his life as a superhero, and he feels no pain at all and exhibits a strong healing factor, forcing Dana to ask for outside help. A brief examination of his physical makeup, made by Batman and Dr. Midnight, reveals how his DNA is now spliced with Plastic Man's the stretching guy, I guess, along with several other alterations, fully accounting for his new healing factor and his currently very high pain threshold. His memories, however, come back only in a fragmentary, confused way, with none of the emotional attachments previously experienced. His archery powers was absent. To make up for his inability to use ranged weaponry, Connor retains his mastery of the martial arts, enhanced by his advanced healing factor. Able to close up bullet wounds in mere seconds. Blackest Night and Return. During the events of Blackest Night, Connor travels to Coast City. That's where Green Lantern lives. That's where Hal Jordan is from. Coast City. Hal Jordan is from Coast City. I meant. And faces Oliver after he has been transformed into a Black Lantern by Necron. Connor once again takes the mantle of Green Arrow. During their battle, Oliver mocks Connor by telling him that he always hated him because he reminded him of how old he was getting. Connor is hesitant to fight his father, and eventually stops him by spraying him with liquid nitrogen, freezing him solid. After Oliver's defeat Connor, Maya, and Diana, join in the fight against the other Black Lanterns. After this, Connor returns to the ruins of Star City which had been destroyed just prior to Blackest Night. And he tries to help maintain, or Connor is approached by Oliver, now a fugitive, after having murdered Prometheus, the villain that destroyed the city. In the first place, Oliver tries to talk to his son, but Connor angrily states that his battle with his Black Lantern, father somehow jogged his memory. And that he now remembers all the terrible things Oliver had done to him. When Oliver tells Connor that he had thought he had forgiven him, Connor states that, give it a try. Connor states that he no longer has the strength to forgive him for his transgressions, though he refuses to turn Oliver over to the Justice League. Just refuses to help. Alright. More. A hand fork. States that he no longer has the strength to forgive him for his transgressions, though he refuses to draw Oliver over to the Justice League. He refuses to help him, telling him to do the right thing for once in his life. New 52. DC Comics rebooted its continuing as part of the New 52. Launching event in 2011, Green Arrow stories revert to depicting a young Oliver Queen with no son. However, a revised interpretation of Connor Hawke appears in the series Earth 2, which is set in an alternative universe within the DC Comics multiverse. In Earth 2, Annual Issue 1, an archer named Red Arrow debuts and is recruited to join the World Army. He is believed to be identified by the name Roy McQueen. In Earth 2, Issue 20, it is revealed that his name is Connor Hawke. This version of Connor is seemingly killed by monsters unleashed by the invading forces of the planet Apocalypse. The series, the New 52, Future's End, shows a successor, Earth 2, Red Arrow, to be Oliver Queen. Authenticity, meaning his language. Connor is of mixed Asian, African, and European heritage. His mother was half black and half Korean, and his father, Oliver Queen, is white, and was occasionally depicted with Asiatic features, dark skin, and fair hair and eyes. However, this has not been consistently maintained across different artists and colorists. And when the Green Arrow series was rebooted, the character was depicted with European features and light skin, even though a childhood depiction in the later Archer's Quest storyline depicted him with dark skin. Connor's original features were later restored with Dixon's Dragon Blood miniseries. He now appears to have a mix of Asian and African facial features. There's a version of Connor Hawke, and the New 52 resembles Roy Harper more than his pre-Flashpoint counterpart, with skin and red hair. Then I'm doing this video today. Sorry, I'm reading about. I'm almost done with it though. Parentage confusion. There was some confusion in recent years about the identity of Connor's mother throughout the later issues of the first Green Arrow series, written by Chuck Dixon. Connor's mother was identified as Sandra Boonday Hawke, a flighty ex-hippie who had before been one of many conquests where a young Oliver Queen Boonday played a frequent supporting role in the series, often rescued due to the machinations of her husband, an arms dealer named Milo Armitage, who would be a frequent foe of the new Green Arrow. Shadow, a murderer who was also mothered a child with Oliver Queen, is often incorrectly identified as Connor Hawke's mother. One reason for this is because of a Wizard magazine issue which incorrectly identified Connor's first appearance in comics being in Green Arrow Volume 2, Issue 24. While this was the first appearance of Shadow's instant son, it was later revealed to be named Robert. Connor appeared as a man in his early 20s in Green Arrow Volume 2, Issue 0. Both Robert and Connor were seen together many years apart in age in Chuck Dixon's 2007's Dragon's Blood miniseries. The issue has been further confused by Birds of Prey, Issue 109, in which Barbara Gordon incorrectly identifies Shadow as Connor Hawke's mother when running down a list of women with whom Oliver Queen cheated on longtime girlfriend Dana Lance, with writer Tony Bedard has acknowledged this as just a good old-fashioned F-up on my part. Powers and abilities. Connor possesses no powers. He is merely an expert archer, although not the natural his father is. Due to his influence, most of the arrow team has begun to use regular pointed arrows constantly. However, they will still engage in use of trick arrows when needed. Due to Connor's training and the ash ramp, he can mimic fighting styles that he witnesses, though this is a learned skill and not a metahuman power. Writer Chuck Dixon used the Brotherhood of the Fist storyline to establish Connor as being among the best hand-to-hand combatants in the world, even going so far as to win the title of the world's deadliest martial artist, and being Lady Shiva 1 year after Infinite Crisis. Connor furthered his training, and like his father and Maya, is able to wield a sword proficiently. According to the 2007 miniseries, Connor Hawke, Dragon's Blood, Connor has possibly receives a measure of immortality to enhance strength and speed by bathing in the blood of the dragon. However, no mention of this has been made since the miniseries. After the events told in the Green Arrow and Black Canary 2008 series, Connor is infected with a brain-damaging neurotoxin spliced with DNA coming from Plastic Man and other still unnamed sources. As a result, he's left largely amnesiac and unable to wield a bow with the necessary ability and coordination, but he's granted a highly effective healing factor and an even higher pain threshold. His martial art's mastery, however, is not influenced by his brain damage, and in fact, coupled with his newly discovered metahuman powers, this makes him a feared warrior, almost unable to be deterred by pain and wounds during the battle with Oliver during the Blackest Night. Connor is shown to be very proficient in the use of Japanese shuriken. After the Blackest Night, Connor regained his memory. I did know that character. Now, of course, everybody knows who Oliver Queen is. And Grant Wilson is Slade Wilson's son. And Grant Wilson is also known as Death Stroke. And he has henchmen in the show as well. In the Star City 2046, episode 6 of Legends of Tomorrow. And I guess I have a link for him too. Ravager. Is the name of 5 fictional comic book characters in the DC universe. 4 villains and 1 hero. 4 have appeared in series featuring the Teen Titans and have a connection to the villain Deathstroke. Slade Wilson. Fictional character Bargain. He doesn't. Grant Wilson. The first Ravager is Deathstroke's older son, Grant Wilson, who dies attempting to assassinate the Teen Titans under a contract from the Hive, causing Deathstroke to hold the Titans responsible for his death. Because of a procedure the Hive undertook to imitate his father's abilities. He gains enhanced strength and reflexes. In Teen Titans Volume 3, Issue 31, February 2006, Grant was temporarily resurrected by Brother Blood to guard Kid Eternity in the Teen Titans tie-in to the Blackest Night crossover. Grant Wilson was reanimated as a member of the Black Lantern Corps, attacking his father and half-sister. And apparently Black Lanterns they become a lantern after they die. Apparently. They have the Black Lantern corpses are related to the Green Lantern. It's a different version of Green Lantern. It's a black version of Green Lantern, I guess. They're new 52. They show a cover to new Teen Titans Issue 2, the original Ravager's first appearance. It's art by George Perez. I guess it's from December of that particular year. And on the issue it says, can this truly be the end of the new Teen Titans? And Ravager says on it, you're too late to save your fellow Titans, Raven. I just killed them all. And then Deathstroke on the back of his comic book page says, it's wrong, you didn't kill them, I did. First appearance, Grant, New Teen Titans, Volume 1, Issue 1, November 1980. Unknown. Batman, Issue 440, October 1989, Walsh. Tales of the Teen Titans, Issue 44, July 1984. As Ravager, Deathstroke, the Terminator, Issue 1, August 1991. Lafargue, Deathstroke, the Hunted, Issue 0, October 1994. Created, Grant, George Perez, Marv Wolfman, Romeo Tanghel Walsh, Marv Wolfman, George Perez, Lafargue, Marv Wolfman, Sergio Carleo, Alter Ego, Grant Wilson, Bill Walsh, Wade DeFarge, Rose Wilson Worth, Isabel, Ship, Team Affiliations, Grant and Walsh, Hive, Black Lantern Corps, supporting character of Unknown Two-Face, notable aliases, Lafargue, the Jackal, abilities, Grant, enhanced strength and reflexes. The Ravagers series publication information. Schedule, monthly format, ongoing series, genre, superhero, publication date, July 2012 through July 2013. Number of issues, 13, including issue number 0. Writers, Howard Mackey, issues 1 through 7, issue 0. Michael Allen Nelson, issue 8 through 12. Tony Bedard, issue 10 through 12. Artist, Endoro, and Pensakai, and Daniel HDR, issue 7. Geraldo Borges, issue 7, issue 11. Pencilers, Ian Churchill, issue 1 through 3, issue 5 through 7, issue 0. Daniel Sampier and Stefano Martino, issue 4. Julius Lopez, issue 5. Taylor Kirkman, issue 6. Ajigura, issue 8 through 10. China Neneves, issue 10 through 12. Inker Norman Rampant, issue 1 through 6. Issue 0, issue 8 through 10. Vinci Fontes, issue 10 through 11, 10 through 12. I'm still here, guys and girls. I have to move over a little bit to let my neighbor's pool guy go to the back. And I'll continue on reading this video for you guys, and this is after this Grant Wilson, I'll be done. It says Volume 1, The Kids from Nowhere, Volume 2, ISBN 140124091 out 7. The New 52. After the events of Flashpoint, Grant's history was changed. He appears to have been beaten and killed in an explosion by Midnighter. But returned after a few years trying to kill his father, Grant superstitiously manipulates Deathstroke by allying himself with the fathers of one of Slade's victims and sending a number of villains called Legacy to weaken the mercenary before really facing him in the aftermath. Even having a chance to kill Deathstroke, Grant hesitated and simply walked away. Ravager, Batman. This Ravager first appeared in Batman issue 440, October 1989. During the first part of the story arc, which introduced Tim Drake, he kills several people, including 2 policemen, in order to catch Batman's attention. This Ravager is hired by Two-Face to kill Batman, but fails. This is his only appearance. Bill Walsh, Deathstroke the Terminator as a comic series, says against the Ravager to the death. The third Ravager is Bill Walsh, a former rival of Deathstroke's, who takes up the title to lure at Deathstroke into battle before he takes on the name Ravager. Walsh is involved in the kidnapping of Slade's younger son, Jericho, which ultimately results in Jericho's throat being slit and him becoming mute. As Ravager, Walsh attempts to kill Slade with a bomb. Slade instead kills Walsh and defuses the bomb. Wade Defarge. The fourth Rager is Slade's half brother Wade Defarge, a small-time hitman who uses the name in a mockery of Slade. This leads to more than he bargained for, as Deathstroke orchestrates a series of events that lead to him being killed and supplemented by Rose Wilson, Deathstroke's daughter, who Deathstroke then manipulates into becoming the new Ravager. Then the Teen Titans tie into the Blackest Light crossover. Wade DeFarty was reanimated as a member of the Black Lantern Corps, attacking Rose and Slade. He fights Rose, attempts to incinerate him, but then finds out that Wade was possessed by her brother Jericho. And a picture of this Deathstroke the Terminator shows a description below. Bill Walsh battling Deathstroke in Deathstroke the Terminator, issue 4, art by Mike Zack. Rose Wilson, main article Rose Wilson. The Ravager is Rose Wilson. Slade's legitimate daughter, at one point period, at Deathstroke manipulates and brainwashes her into becoming his appearance. After a brief stint training with Nightwing, in an attempt to make the secret society of supervillains leave Bloodhaven alone. Rose realizes that Deathstroke does not have her best interest, and Arden leaves him 1 year after the events of Infinite Crisis. She has joined the Teen Titans. The Teen Titans, Volume 3, Issue 34, May 2006. The Ravagers in the New 52. The Ravagers are a group of superpowered teens who have escaped the plans of Hate Harvest and the Calming. The Ravagers' title first appeared as part of the New 52's second wave in 2012. The team was formed after the Teen Titans, and the Legionaries stuck in the present day were abducted by Harvest, and then later saw the villain and escaped. The team includes Beast Boy, Terra, Thunder, and Lightning, Ridge, and Fairchild. And other media, Summer Lua portrays Isabel Worship on the CW's Arrow to challenge the Monarcher Ravager in the second season episode The Man Under the Hood. Worship is mortally murdered by John Diggle in an altercation to save Roy Harper. Later, she is saved by a blood transfusion from Deathstroke, who is coursing with the serum. Miracle Crew in City of Blood, Worship is seen as Ravager attempting to exact revenge on Diggle. Later in Streets of Fire, Felicity Smoak arrives and plows into an unsuspecting Ravager with her vehicle, allowing for Diggle's gateway, seemingly unfazed. Ravager's next scene assassinate city employees by order of the National, the last of which is Star City's Mayor Sebastian Blunt. She later uncooperative at NASA and breaks her neck, apparently killing her. Jamie Andrew Cutter portrays Grant Wilson. NCW's Arrow spin-off Legend Tomorrow episode Star City 2046. A potential future of this version. And on the name Deathstroke, in tribute to his father, and starts an uprising that drives Star City to ruin. I'm still here, guys and girls. Oh, and yeah, in this episode of Star City 2046, Mick wanted to stay behind, but Snart did not want him to stay behind. So they eventually went back on the ship, this episode too. I guess a leader of one of the gangs in the future, Mick like beat him up and killed him or something, and then became boss. And then Grant Wilson did his buddies came along. I had to kill them. And I really enjoyed the episode, and I can't wait for episode 7. And the next episode 7 is called Marooned. Episode 8 is Night of the Hawk. Episode 9 is Left Behind. Episode 10 is Brigitte. 11, Magnificent 8. Episode 12, Last Refuge. Episode 13, Leviathan. Issue 14, River of Time. Delay is scheduled to redirect the ultimate episode of the first season. White Knights premiered earlier in Canada as TV's main program for Super Bowl 50 on February 7, 2016. CTV aired on encore of the episode at its regular time, 30 minutes after its premiere on CTV, and its normal time slot on February 11th. Arrowverse in May 2015. Renee made a cameo in the first 5 episode of the Flash's first season. Nothing later made appearances in the show's second season in November 2015 and July 2015. Gunn revealed that the resurrection of Sara plans would be launched in the first few episodes of Arrow's 4th season. To the events of the keep us away. Molly, keep us there, Roy. The events of the 8th episodes of Arrow in the Flash, which were a crossover event being used to set up the other characters of the Legends of Tomorrow. Franz Gemma was more introduced as a new other half of Firestorm in the 4th episode of the second season of the Flash group. Hence, it's James' debut in the crossover episodes of the second season of the Flash and the 4th season of Arrow. Legends of Tomorrow for Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. DC's Legends of Tomorrow, or simply Legends of Tomorrow, is an American action-adventure television series developed by Greg Berlanti, Mark Huckleman, Andrew Kirksberg, and Phil Kilmer, who are also executive producers along with Sara and Chris Vidak. Kilmer serves as showrunner. The series airs on the CW and premiered on January 21st, 2016. The show is a spin-off from Arrow and The Flash, existing in the same fictional universe. Genre superhero fiction, action, adventure, science fiction. It's based on the characters from DC Comics. It's developed by Greg Berlanti, Mark Gunham, Andrew Kirksberg, Phil Kilmer, starring Victor Garby, Brandon Roth, Arthur Derville, Katie Lutz, Franz Germa, Sarah Renee Folk, Insel, Amy Pemberton, Dominic Brousseau, Wentworth Miller, composers Blake Newley, country of origin, United States, Original languages, English. Number of seasons, 1. Number of episodes, 6. List of episodes. Or miss. Time Master Rip Hunter travels back in time to the present. Taylor, he brings together a team of heroes and builds an attempt to prevent Fender Savage from destroying the world and time itself. List of Arrowverse actors. Main. Dr. Garby as Professor Martin Stein / Firestorm. A nuclear physicist. Focuses on transmutation and is also half of the character. Firestorm with Jefferson Jackson based on the DC Comics. Character of the same name. Jeremy Lacombe portrays a young Stein. In 1975, Stein is also Ray Palmer's former college professor. Brandon Roth as Ray Palmer / Adam. A scientist, inventor, businessman, and CEO of Palmer Technologies. To develop a power suit now came out shrinking. It's based on the DC Comics character of the same name. Arthur Nerville as Rip Hunter. A roguish time traveler who hides the strains of being responsible for history itself. Behind a facade of charm and wit. It's based on the DC Comics character of the same name. The Vandal Savage. It's our arch nemesis throughout the timeline. He launched as Sarah Lance / White Canary. Initially known as the Vigilante, the Canary. In Arrow Season 2. She was later killed in Season 3. She now takes on the alias of White Canary. And being resurrected by the Lazarus Pit. In the 4th season of Arrow. The character is partially based on the DC Comics character Black Canary. Jefferson Jackson was Firestorm. A former high school athlete whose poor career was derailed by an injury, who now works as an auto mechanic. He played high school football, this Jefferson Jackson did, and then he became an auto mechanic. He serves as the other half of the character Firestorm with Martin Stein. The producers had decided to create Jax as the other half of Firestorm. But the original partner for Martin Stein was Ronnie from Flash. But he died. And I'll continue reading off now. Have been him space someone in his early 20s are different from Ronnie's Firestorm. Bringing comedy at with Stein. Sierra Renee says J. Ara says Kendra Sanders / Hawk Girl. A young woman who is just beginning to learn that she has repeatedly reincarnated over the centuries. When provoked. Her ancient warrior persona manifests itself along with wings that grow out of her back. Based on the DC Comics character of the same name. And their wings are hawk wings. Actually. The next one is Smoak and still says Kufa / Connor Hawke / Hawkman. The latest reincarnation of an Egyptian prince who is fated to reincarnate throughout time along with his soulmate Kendra, with powers similar to hers based on DC Comics character of the same name. Amy Burton as Gideon, the artificial intelligence of the Waverider. The Waverider is their ship in this show. Dominic Purcell as Mick Rory / Heatwave, an arsonist and accomplice of Leonard Snart. To contrast, his partner uses a heat gun capable of burning almost anything based on the DC Comics character of the same name. Dominic Purcell and Wentworth Miller are from the show Prison Break, actually. And they're also from Flash and Legends of Tomorrow. Next guy is Wentworth Miller as Leonard Snart / Captain Cold. The son of a police officer returns to crime and uses the stolen cryogenic gun to freeze objects and people on contact. Based on the DC Comics character of the same name. Recurring Casper Grump as Vando Savage, a 4,000-year-old immortal who has leaders throughout history and attempt to gain dominant dominion over the entire world. Based on the DC Comics character of the same name, Savage hunts the various incarnations of Hawkman and Hawkgirl to prolong his life. And his arch nemesis with time, Sara and Rip Hunter throughout the timeline. In Rip Hunter's time frame, Savage features himself murders Hunter's wife and son, in which Savage knew and seeks to fulfill it to torment his nemesis. Guest Jewel State as Rachel Turner, a tech genius and propagandist. In the future, she is a descendant from a long line of inventors. Jonathan Seach as Jonah Hex, a former Confederate soldier and ambiguous gunslinger in the Old West with knowledge of time travel. Matthew Nebo as Ra's al Ghul, a former leader of the League of Assassins and longtime nemesis of Damien Dark. And the Hive organization, Dabo appears as the character on Arrow. Grant Gustin as Mary Allen / Flash, a crime scene investigator who was gifted with the ability to move at superhuman speed. After an accident, Gustin stars as the titular character on The Flash. Jamie Andrew Coulter as Grant Wilson / Deathstroke, the son of Slade Wilson / Deathstroke, who rules the potential Star City of 2446 after forming an uprising to take control of the city. Joseph David Jonas as Connor Hawke / Green Arrow, born on John Diggle Jr. Connor takes up the Green Arrow mantle in the potential Star City of 2046 after the supposed death of Oliver Queen. Carlos Valdez as Cisco Ramon, a member of the Flash's Star Labs team that gets vibes of certain people through the multiverse. Valdez stars as the character on The Flash. Martin Donovan as Zemed Druce, a Time Master who is Rip Hunter's mentor. Stephanie Corlison as Valentina Vostok, an exceptional and vicious Soviet physicist who plays a crucial role in determining the fate of the Cold War. Jason Pendant as Lewis Snart, a former police officer criminal and the estranged, abusive father of Snart / Captain Cold, an older version of the character previously appeared on The Flash. Neil McDonough as Damien Dark, a member of the League of Assassins in 1975. McDonough appears as the character in 2016 on Arrow as the leader of the clandestine group Hive. Peter Francis James as Dr. Atlas Boardman, a classics professor at State Road University who is an expert on the story of J. Ara / Hawkgirl, Prince Kufa / Hawkman, And Vandal Savage, he is also a son of Hawkman and Hawkgirl in one of their incarnations. Katie Cassidy as Laurel Lance Black Canary, an attorney turned vigilante, and the older sister of Sara. Cassidy stars as the character on Arrow. Stephen Amell as Oliver Queen / Green Arrow, a former billionaire, playboy, and mayoral candidate of Star City who operates as the vigilante Green Arrow in 2016. Amell also appears as potential 2046 version of the character and stars as the character on Arrow. Episode 1, Pilot, Part 1, directed by Glenn Winter, written by Greg Ryan, Mark Bennett, Tanner, Chris Burgett, Phil Kilmer. Original date January 21st, 2016. Product code 4X6351. US viewers, millions. 3.21. There's a description for each episode, and I'll read them off. In the year 2166, Vandal Savage has successfully conquered the entire planet. In an effort to save humanity, time traveler Rip Hunter travels back to the year 2016 to assemble a group of superheroes and supervillains team up and stop Savage's rise to power. Ray Palmer, Sarah Lance, Jefferson Jackson and Dr. Martin Stein, Mick, Roy, Leonard Snart, Carter Hall, and Kendra Sanders. The team assembled undertakes them to 1975 to Dr. Professor Boardman, a leading expert on Vandal Savage, to get assistance in locating Savage while providing information on Savage. Boardman also reveals that he is the son of Kendra and Carter from one of their past lives. Meanwhile, a time-traveling bounty hunter named Kronos attacks Hunter's ship. The Waverider, the team is able to regroup and escape, but not before Professor Boardman is wounded and dies. The attack forces Hunter to reveal that Kronos is after him for stealing the time ship and going on the mission against the wishes of the Time Council, and that part of his quest is based on his desire for revenge on Savage for murdering his wife and child in his time, and seeks to avert the event. Episode 2, Pilot Part 2. Still in 1975, the team infiltrates a weapons auction for terrorists, including Damien Dark, under the belief that Savage will be there to try and sell the nuclear warhead seen at the end of the previous episode. Savage becomes aware of their presence due to the fact that he can sense Carter and Kendra and orders the team to be killed. A fight breaks out between the team and the terrorists. They all escape, but not before a piece of Ray's suit is left behind. Angry at the recklessness, Hunter points out what happens and how the technology of Ray's suit will be used to create super weapons that lead to the destruction of Central City in 2016. The team splits up with Professor Stein, Jax, and Sara, retrieving the missing piece of Ray's suit while Ray, Leonard, and Mick go in search of the dagger that killed Kendra and Carter in their first life. The dagger turns out to be in the home of Savage, who imprisons the men and forces them to call the rest of the team. Kendra and Carter go after Savage, while the rest take on Savage's men. During the fight, Savage kills Carter with a dagger, revealing that only Kendra can wield it to kill him. Kendra is injured, and the team is forced to retreat and plan a new strategy. Episode 5 is about Valentina attempts to trick Dr. Stein into revealing the Firestorm formula, so he refuses. The team brokers to deal with the Rivda to get into the Gulag, where Ray, Mick, and Stein are being held prisoner. Before they leave, Rip pulls Sara aside and tasks her with killing Stein should they fail to rescue him, in order to prevent a potential future where an army of firestorms have destroyed the world. Savage has Ray and Mick tortured in front of Stein to force him to talk. Obtaining the formula, Valentina discovers that Stein is the other half of Firestorm. The team arrives at Gulag just as Valentina enters a reactor to start absorbing energy from a new thermal core. Snart rescues Mick and Ray. When Valentina merges with Stein, to create a Soviet Firestorm. Jefferson is able to reach Stein's consciousness and force it to the submarine. Without Stein on a quantum splicer, Valentina cannot control the nuclear reactor inside of her and ultimately is destroyed. As the team moves into the time stream, they are attacked by Kronos, who forces them to crash land in Star City of 2046. Here they are confronted by a green hooded archer. Episode 3, Blood Ties. While still in 1975, due to the fact that Kentra's injury from being stabbed prevents them from attempting to head to another time, Sara convinces Sara and Rip that another way to stop Vandal Savage would be take away his financial resources. Rip locates the bank where Savage keeps his money, and he and Sara go there to steal the funds. They realize that the Savage's men are guarding the bank, so they take one captive to obtain information on Savage. They learn that Savage is using Carter's blood to give his men longer lives. Rip and his team engage Savage's and reclaim Carter's body, but Rip inadvertently gives Savage information he will eventually see to use to kill Rip's wife and son in 2166. Meanwhile, Kentra's condition worsens, requiring Ray to shrink down and into her bloodstream to stop pieces of the dagger stabbed her from reaching her heart. Snart attempts to change his own family's fate by preventing his father from entering prison, but his efforts ultimately change nothing. Rip charts a course for 1986 so that the team can intercept Savage again. The last episode I will read is episode 4, White Knights. The team arrives in Washington, D.C. in 1986 to find a document that will lead them to Savage. The team infiltrates the Pentagon and retrieves a government file that points them toward against Valentine stock in the Soviet Union. Kronos tracks the team, and Rip is forced to use Russian fighter jets to assist in taking down Kronos. While Ray and Snart go after Mostovik, Rip attracts the team to a time anomaly outside of Moscow. Rip finds that his mentor, the man Druce, who offers to pardon Rip, then return his new team to their time if Rip voluntarily surrenders. The pardon is a trick of Zemet, and Zemet attempts to kill Rip. With help from the team, Rip survives to recover a bad escape. Back on the ship, Rip has Sara and Kendra work together to tame the feral nature that resides in each of them. Dr. Slade infiltrates a research lab, discovers Savage to try and build an army with the same abilities as Firestorm. Dr. Slade absorbs the energy of Savage's thermal core, but he, Ray, and Mick are captured by the Soviets. Broadcast Legends Tomorrow premiered in the United States on January 21st, 2016. And the first season is expected to consist of 16 episodes. I said 14, but I guess it's 16 episodes. The series premiere in Australia was originally announced on January 20th, 2016. However, it was pushed back until January 22nd. It first aired in the United Kingdom on 3 March 2016. Production development. In January 2015, co-creator Craig Bernard stated that there were very early preliminary talks for additional spin-off series centered on Ray Palmer / Adam, Sara and Rip from Arrow and The Flash. In February 2015, it reported that a spin-off series described as a superhero team-up show was in discussion by the CW for a possible 2015 through 2016 mid-season release. Berlatani, Andrew Kirschberg, Mark Guggenheim, and Sarah Scheister would serve as executive producers of the potential series to be headlined by several recurring characters for both Arrow and The Flash, including Palmer, Leonard Snart, Wentworth Miller, and Martin Stein. Victor Garber, Katie Lotz was also mentioned to be among the main cast. There would be potential for other Arrow / Flash characters across over to the new series. The series would be casting 3 major DC Comics characters who have never appeared in a TV series. In March 2015, Stephen Amell, who portrays Oliver Queen / Green Arrow on Arrow, confirmed the series would air in the 2015 through 2016 mid-season. Additionally, Chris Berg stated more will be revealed about the nature of the series by the end of Arrow's pushing on.
Horse me?
Oh wait. More. Thank you. No, thank you. Why? The nature of the series by the end of Arrow's 3rd season. Specifically, I had to move again. My mom wanted me in the sun. I gotta continue reading now. Specifically, while Lotz is slated to appear, given her previous character, Canary was killed at the start of Arrow Season 3. Berlanti also stated there was a particular reason for the other half of Firestorm. Ronnie Raymond, Robbie Amell, as seen on The Flash, being mentioned in the initial cast announcement of the purpose of the series. Berlanti said it was designed to be most similar to our crossover episodes, where you feel that eventness, but all that time. But all the time for us, first and foremost, with all of our shows, it's about how it is its own thing, because we don't just want to do it. He also revealed that the producers were focusing on making sure that the villain that we have on the show is distinct too. Another big character who hasn't been used yet, also in March, Dominic Purcell, was revealed to be reprising his role as Heatwave in the series, and Blake Neely, composer of Arrow and The Flash, will serve as composer at the end of the month. Arthur DeVille was cast as Rip Hunter, one of the new to TV characters, while Sarah Renee was cast as Kendra Sanders / Hawkgirl in April 2015. In a Variety article on the recent MIP TV event is noted the title for the series would be Legends of Tomorrow, despite it still being unconfirmed by those involved with the series. Also the month, Frances Germain was cast as Jax, Jackson. In May 2015, actor Victor Kirby said that the CW was impressed with what was shown to them, aiming the project a straight-to-series order. The network officially confirmed the order of the series on May 7, 2015, as well as the official title, DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Later in the month, it was confirmed that Lotz would reprise her role as Sarah Lance. It would be taking the name White Canary, as well as revealing an antagonist as Vandal Savage. In June 2015, it was announced that Phil Kelmer had been made the series showrunner, as well as executive producer. At the end of the month, Grant Gustin stated he would appear in the series as Barry Allen / Flash. In August 2015, Casper Crump was cast as Vandal Savage. Filming. In May 2015, Garber revealed filming would begin in August 2015 for a January 2016 premiere. The series shot a presentation for the network's upfront showcase, which was filmed over the course of one night, and directed by Arrow and the Flash veteran Tremont Downs. Filming of the series began on September 9, 2015 in Vancouver, British Columbia. Director/producer Glenn Winter discussed in a January 2016 interview with Comic Book Resources the process of filming, key elements of the series plot, pilot, the new face it for Legends was that there's number one. No number one actor on the call sheet. There are 7 or 8 leads. For me, that was the intimidating part. I wasn't as worried about the action and tone as I was with wrangling all these personalities and fighting out how they all work together, or how to shoot a scene with 8 people in the Waverider day after day. He stated on the series style shooting on location as opposed to predominantly shooting on a soundstage, as is typical with any pilot. Most of the time you're going to shoot more on location. Because you don't necessarily know if you are going to have a show that's been picked up. They don't want to invest a lot of money in the infrastructure, so you end up shooting more on location. The only set that was built on the Waverider, that being said, because we knew there was a pickup for the show, it wasn't a conventional pilot, all the resources of construction. Turning to the Waverider that's continuing into the series, I don't think they tend to build much. I think they tend to adapt locations because there's so much time travel and so many errors to correct. And the last part is critical reception. Review aggregation website Rotten Tomatoes. Gave the series a 58% chance improvement rating, with an average rating of 6.2/10 based on 31 reviews. I got my mom on the back to do her business, I guess. I don't know. I'm guessing it's smoking. She smokes. I don't want to say that out loud. So, yeah. Never mind. I don't want to get in trouble. The website reads fancy effects, comic book nostalgia, and an alluring cast keep it afloat. DC's Legends of Tomorrow suffers from an overloaded cast of characters that contribute to a distractingly crowded canvas. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned a score of 59 out of 100 based on reviews from 18 critics, 10K mixed or average reviews. Russ Burlingham game from comicbook.com to praise the pilot, saying, the series delivers a sharp, enjoyable plot, a pilot that's arguably the most attention-grabbing and entertaining from any of the current crop of superhero shows. With so many movies and shows on the air, it would be easy for it to become a kind of white noise, but DC's Legends of Tomorrow promises to give the year a suitably impressive kickoff. It fulfills the promise of being the most ambitious DC adaptation yet. Jesse Sundin of IGN gave the first part of the pilot episode a 7.7/10 out of 10, praising the show's epic scope, fun character dynamics, and Arthur Derville's performance, and gave the second part of the pilot episode an 8.4 out of 10, saying that Legends of Tomorrow improved in its sophomore episode thanks to great character dynamics and superhero action, and praised the fun team-ups and the terrific superhero spectacle. That's it for now. Guys and girls, I really did like this show. This particular episode was the best. And I do agree they have pretty good action sequences in this show as well. There's one episode that Waverider was arguing with Sara, and then they eventually, he sent back up to help Sara with both with John Diggle Jr. Green Arrow and Oliver Queen Green Arrow. They were both Green Arrow in the show. And they were both good archers in the show as well. And I hope they add more characters. It's pretty cool that there's 16 episodes of this particular show, guys and girls. I hope they'll have a second season. And I gotta go. I'm making my video a little long here, guys and girls. So I hope you enjoy my YouTube videos that I make all the time. And my title will be called DC's Legends of Tomorrow, Episode 6, Review, spoilers, and info on the whole Wikipedia page of Legends of Tomorrow, and a description of Connor Hawke, and the other guy. And Grant Wilson. I read their descriptions too. I read a lot of info of this. And sorry about if I spoiled it for you. And the Jackson guy had a crush on Kendra or something like that in this particular episode. Ray Palmer kind of liked her too. And I guess that part was kind of cheesy though. But they picked really good actors for this show. And I'm really enjoying it so far. I'll continue to watch more of this show. It's a pretty badass show, if you ask me. And I'll just go. I have to go now. So, like always, please rate, comment, like, favorite, subscribe, view, thoughts, and opinions. And I hope you liked it and enjoyed it for your viewing pleasure, guys and girls. And stay tuned for more, guys and girls. And thanks for always watching my videos, guys. I appreciate it. And like Ghost Rolla says, please drink some hot chocolate. And I'll see you all later. And this is Aaron, Halo 18, signing off. Goodbye.